I'm Ken Lund. I'd like to show you my new 4-roll quilt frame kit. I'd like to explain what comes with the kit and what you will need to complete your quilt frame. The kit makes up a track and carriage type of quilt frame so that you can do machine quilting with your own home sewing machine. Now, there's 2 carriages, a top and a lower, that travel along the tracks. You will be making your own tracks and your own rolls. Here I have a quilt mounted on rolls that I made, shown for reference. Now, your top carriage, when completed, looks like this. You'll have a couple of handles that attach with a couple of screws here and here, and you'll have the handle that you hold on to here, that it slips through some pre-drilled holes and a screw that tightens them. The carriage comes in 2 pieces. It's already pre-drilled and there's dowels. So you will insert the dowels into the joint and you will put a little bit of glue, push the 2 pieces together, clamp them together if you can, let them dry. That's all that's required for that. Now, as from the completed platform, you have your wheels. They're already mounted in wheel blocks. They attach to the platform, which is 4 screws. Very easy. Now, the same with the lower platform. It comes also in 2 pieces that have been pre-drilled and doweled. You'll put a little bit of glue on the joint, on the dowels, clamp it together, you're done. Again, you'll have wheel blocks with the wheels mounted, and you'll have 4 screws that attach those, you're done. It's that easy. Let me show you the completed one. Looks like this, wheels mounted. Now, there is one other thing. We have a little guide strip on the lower platform. It has pre-drilled pieces. You will put those on, screw them in, and your lower platform's done. Now, the kit comes also with the end frames that allows holding the rolls, and it allows the rolls to be adjusted. So, here's what the end frame looks like. You've got slots for the appropriate rolls, and you've got your frame. Your piece comes in 2 pieces. Again, you'll put a little bit of glue on the seam, insert, your dowels, insert it again, clamp it together. It's done. It's good to go. Now, the end pieces that make up the frame goes together something like this, and you've got a couple of fasteners here that will go through and attach the 2 pieces together. Everything's pre-drilled, there's slots, so all you need to do is put the fasteners in, nuts on, you're done. The lower brace piece that connects to the rails, again, it's 2 pieces, pre-drilled, doweled, glue them together, you're done. That's what the end frame bolts to. Now, here's what you will supply and what you will make. We found out that it is more expensive to try and ship the components in nice long lengths for the poles and the tracks than it is for you just to buy these pieces at a home center. So let me show you how easy the rolls are to do. The rolls, you need 1/2 inch diameter electrical conduit. I purchased them in my local Home Depot for around $2 for a 10-foot length, so very inexpensive. Now, you can usually get the home center to cut them for you if you want a specific length. Most of the quilters are enjoying having a couple of setups. A lot of them like to have a 60-inch wide frame, and a lot of them like to have then also the option of a 120-inch wide frame, so they can do large quilts or small quilts, and again depending on your setup. The rolls are so easy and inexpensive. To complete them, here's what you do. You take the end fittings, there's 8 end fittings that go on the rolls, you slip it over the conduit, you tighten 1 screw, and you're done. Now, There's one more thing that you want to do. Most individuals will take a liter strip of fabric and they'll put them on their roll, either with tape or with glue, for the convenience of mounting their specific quilt layers to that liter strip. But again, I've tried it both ways. I've glued them or I've taped them. Either works just fine and super inexpensive. Here's another neat thing to consider with framing the kit. A lot of times you may have different projects going at the same time. Maybe you've got a special quilt you're doing for an occasion or an event, and you work on it, but then say you've got another that you're working on, that you'd like to have done and need a break from the other. Well, it's so simple, so inexpensive. You just unscrew the connectors, take it off, have your quilts already mounted then on the rolls. So instead of having to dismount a quilt for the few dollars for a whole extra set of rolls, leave your quilt mounted on it, just take off your end connectors, put your other quilt on the frame, you're good to go. Now, the tracks, they're really easy to make too. And again, make as many as you want and make the lengths that you want. Okay, here's how one of the ways I'm doing it now, and I really like it. This is a piece of just a white pre-primed MDF molding. This is about a 5-foot piece. I bought it again at my local home center for around $2 each. You'll need some 1/4-inch square pieces of wood. I buy these out of the same rack that the round wood dowels come in. Of course, you'll have to have as many lengths of the square pieces as the length of your rail that you make. You'll be just using some plain wood glue, taking these little wood strips per the instructions that are included. You'll be gluing those and clamping those down to your track. That's it. You're ready to go. Now, you will need to mount your track to the end frame. So there's a couple of ways to do that. One, you could either screw through the end of the end frame into the end of the track, or convenient, buy yourself 4 little L brackets and some screws, screw them onto the end frames that way. That's all that's required to have a track and carriage quilt frame for an incredibly low price. Now, if there's any questions you have, please feel free to email me at wasatchart@gmail.com. That's WASATCHART@gmail.com. Thanks. I'm Ken Lund.